Morning, everyone. We're going to do Get Ready With Me this morning, and I'm going to talk to Chantel very briefly. We're going to start with getting some meds ready, and then we're going to move on to doing feeds. So, Chantel, you said you've been given a tool that could actually help if you give it a chance, and you just keep making excuses as to why it may not work for you. At some point, that stops being about barriers and starts being about choice. Real change only happens when someone wants it more than they want the comfort. The excuses of the attention that comes with staying stuck. If you are ready to do the work, if you're not ready to do the work, that's your decision. But be honest with yourself about it. Chantel, well, I understand your frustration because you were trying to help me, and it seemed like I was not taking it to heart and not actually, seeming like I gave a shit about what you were saying. But that is actually not true. And so let me express to you what was going on. Okay, so I did comment last night, but the comment's not showing up for me now. So I don't know if it got taken down and I didn't get a notification that it got taken down, or if I'm just not seeing it. So that's why I'm doing a video response to you. So I thank you for everything that you suggested, the things that you pointed out to me and everything like that. And I appreciate that. And as for... it seems like excuses instead of me actually wanting to do something. I can understand how it would come across that way, but I guess you didn't see some follow-up videos and comments, so that's kind of what I'm going to be addressing here. So basically what I started with was I couldn't find any virtual, in-person, or telephone Overeaters Anonymous programs that were Canadian and or had anything to do with Ontario or anything like that, right? And for me, the biggest thing about why I didn't want to do an American one is because they have so many different practices over there and different just everything's so much different over there. Right now, I know the Facebook groups are support groups and they're a little bit different. Joining one of them wouldn't be the worst thing, but I don't want to go through that. And it, again, this might seem like I'm being like, I don't want to, but I have an honest, valid reason for it. And it's like I'm in so many Americanized or American-based feeding tube groups, and it's like next to impossible. You need help with something. They're like, oh, just call your DME. Oh, your DME. Oh, your DME. Oh, and it's like, we don't have that here. It's completely different here. In Ontario, at least. The other provinces, I don't know if they have DMEs or how it works. But in Ontario, things are so different, right? And then and like if people suggest, help groups and stuff like that, I want it to be based in Canada at least, and supports that are available to Canadians. Because somebody could say, oh, try this program. But it's an American-based program that isn't available to Canadians, right? So that was my hang-up number one. Now, I did find a Facebook group that is worldwide, and it isn't necessarily about overeating per se. It's an ED group that is there to assist anybody who may need help who is going through problems with an ED. All EDs, which is nice because you don't see a lot of support for EDs that aren't your average, like the ones that aren't for, well, I'll say food avoidance, getting rid of food or food avoidance, right, instead of intaking all the food. So far it has been great. I've met a few people on there already that seem really chill and really easy to get along with and talk to. A lot of them facing the same difficulties I am, where there are no government-based support systems. Like, there's a lot of people saying that. And especially when it comes to binge eating, that makes the door even smaller. Like, there is... There is support groups. But most of them focus around A, the condition that starts with A, or the well-known condition that starts with B, where you eliminate food. So I'm trying to be TikTok friendly as well as prevent trigger words. That's why I'm talking in code. But so like most supports out there surround food avoidance or purging, basically. I think that's another way of saying it. So, it's very difficult to try and find support for binge eating. But I finally found the website that you told me about and Garden Mama told me about. And it had a bunch of virtual, hybrid, and online and in-person appointments, or meetings rather, not appointments, sorry. And so I looked at all the virtual ones, and I'm disappointed that there are no virtual ones on Fridays. The only appointment on Fridays, the only meeting on Fridays is in person in St. Catharines. Well, that's not going to obviously work for me. A little bit far. But I did email them because I noticed that even their virtual classes, or I keep saying classes, whatever, their virtual meetings also had regions beside them, St. Catharines, Brampton, this place, that place, right? And so I was like, I'm not sure. Like, is this for people specifically in that area? Do they speak of supports that are for that area? And so that was where my thoughts were. And so I emailed them. And as I said, I was going to look into it. And I did. I emailed them. And I said, hey, I'm in Guelph, and I was just wondering, your virtual sessions, are those for anybody, or are they region-specific? And I got told, nope, they are for anybody. Come out on Sunday to our newbie welcome, this is what you need to do session. They're only held on Sundays, which is fine. This Sunday is fine. And then from there, I can go to any of the sessions that I'd like to go to. And so that's my plan. I wasn't trying to say I'm not going to go simply because there is none on Fridays. What I was trying to express was my frustration because Fridays are the only guaranteed days I have off when I go back to work. And the only reason it's even a guaranteed day off, because there is no guaranteed days off with this job, is because I put myself as not available on Fridays simply to try and make sure that I don't get scheduled when I have a tube appointment, as well as any other appointments. I try to get them done on a Friday because that's the only day that Joe has off during the week. And so I try to make as many appointments for Friday as possible, because that way if it's an afternoon appointment, it doesn't matter. But it's not always possible, of course. So I have full intentions on attending as many sessions as I can, because I know how important it is, and I know it's going to be extremely helpful. However, I'm still frustrated and disappointed that there is nothing on a Friday, because there's going to be plenty of sessions I have to miss out on once peak season starts. And I'm annoyed and frustrated at that. Because here's the thing. I want to work. I don't want to be just living off my disability. I'm in a place where I can work. Yes, albeit part-time, but it's still work. And I don't want to not have that opportunity. So, it's what do, right? Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Because I work and I earn my income so I can actually live and not just exist. But then I'm not able to attend help meetings, right? Because they're not on a day that I'm off. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying I'm about to go back to work and I'm going to be working 7 days a week. That's obviously not true. I am going to have days off. And on those days off, as long as I'm not having another appointment at the same time, I'm absolutely going to attend these sessions. I was just venting my frustration at how hard it was to try and find something, because everything seems to be American-based. There doesn't seem to be much Canadian-based. And then I was venting that I can't guarantee I can attend all sessions. Which, I mean, to be honest, that's going to be the case for just about anybody. Not everybody's going to be able to attend every single session. And I understand that. It's just, when I want to get something done, when I want something to actually happen, I push so hard for it. And so to know that there's a barrier of time constraints because of work, it's annoying. But I'm not going to let it stop me. I am going to go to the meeting on Sunday. I am going to go to every meeting I possibly can when I'm not working, and take in as much of the information as I can. If I wasn't serious about this get healthy, like, time to knock this the fuck off, because I am tired of my body feeling like it's 1,000 years old at a month away from being 37. So I'm taking it very seriously. And if I wasn't, I wouldn't be doing everything I can, including the Craving Changes course. Why would I do that if I had zero interest in actually getting better and getting the tools and everything, right? But I am doing the Craving Change course. I've already let work know that I'm not available for, I like to say, 3 hours, a half hour before the meeting, half hour after the meeting, just in case I get stuck on a phone call. That way I'm not late to the meeting, or after a meeting in case something, runs long with the meeting and I'm not expected back to work right away. That is what I've already done, right? I've already let work know basically Tuesdays from 5:30 to 8:30, I'm not available. From the beginning of January through to beginning of February, right? So work is well aware of that, and I'm doing my due diligence in that way of trying to make a change. I'm finding these programs, I'm finding these support groups. It's just frustrating when there's nothing that is helpful really for us Canadians. Us Canadians, we're supposed to have the best medical care in the world. We're supposed to be number one, right? And yet, there's so many of us that are just sitting here falling through the cracks that there are no programs available for us. Now, if we had private insurance or we had the money to pay out of pocket, there's plenty of stuff available. Absolutely. But what's that? Those programs are extremely expensive, and many, even private insurances, don't cover it. Oh, well, sucks to be you. If you really had a problem, you'd be willing to pay for it. That's what it feels like. So I appreciate where you got frustrated, because I know how it does sound. But I promise you, I'm not making excuses, and I am actually going to be moving forward with this. It was just a matter of finding the right program. That's all. And I did find it. Finally. And so I will be attending. And I'm looking forward to that. So thank you for your concern, as well as thank you for your assistance. I do appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's Day. And I'm sure we will chat again. And have a good day.